What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tennessee Bassin'. I'm Eric, and today we're going to go over my rod and reel arsenal for 2017. Alright, so we got all my rods here lined up on the table right here. I've used a lot of rods over the years, and I've went from Aber Garcia to Dobbins Fury Series rods, which are great rods, don't get me wrong, I really like those. But a buddy of mine introduced me to a local guy who makes rods here in the East Tennessee area. And after using his rods, I started selling my other ones, and now I've got exclusive nothing but Dixie custom rods. So the reason why I went with Dixie custom rods is because the rods are so sensitive. He uses a material that amplifies the vibration into your hand, and so you can feel those real small subtle bites from the fish, especially whenever they just inhale that bait, and then you're like, is that a fish? I mean, you know that's a fish with these rods, and that's what I like about them. So this rod right here is probably the first one that I bought from him, and I had him made it especially for me. It's a 711 glass deep cranking rod, and I've got orange wrap for the eyes here, and then down here for the bait keeper, and I've got a Tennessee Power Tee right there for my. 'Cause I'm a Vols fan, obviously. But I've got it paired up with a Lew's BB1 speed spool, 5:1 gear ratio, and this is what I use mainly for my deep diving crankbaits. This right here is a 6XD I've got on there, and like I said, you can feel that crankbait just dig down in, just digging. I've got it spooled up with a 10-pound Seaguar red label fluorocarbon line. But this is one of my favorite rods right here. I'm kind of getting into deep cranking this year. I kind of want to get into catching fish out on the ledges here on the Tennessee River systems. So we'll put that over here to the side. The next rod I just recently got, it's a 7-foot glass cranking rod as well. And mainly I'm going to use this one for all my square bills, my shallow deep diving or shallow diving crankbaits, and one crankbait that I really like using on this is a Spool rock crawler. It's got that real good bend in there, and it's got the backbone right there for getting that fish up out of there. But I've got it paired up to a Daiwa CT TATULA. That's 12-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon red label. I've got this one paired up to a Daiwa CT TATULA. That's 12-pound Seaguar red label fluorocarbon line. I've been trying out these reels, these Daiwa reels. Mainly been using Lew's, but I thought I'd try out the Daiwa CT series. And so far, I've been real happy with them. That thing will cast an absolute mile. Next rod I got up. This is probably the rod that stays in my hand most of the time during the day. And it is a 7'3" heavy action. It's got a fast tip on it. It's a meat stick junior. It's what Dwayne calls it. And I've got it paired up to a Daiwa TATULA CT. That's 15-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon line. And I'll use this rod for my deep jigs. This is a 3/4 ounce football head jig that I was using last time I was on Fort Loudon. And I'll use my soft bodied swim baits. And I will also use it for flipping and pitching. So that's another good rod. Carolina rig rod. It's an excellent Carolina rig rod. Next rod. It's also a Dixie custom rods. It's a micro stick, 7'3" medium heavy, and I've got it paired up to a Daiwa CT TATULA. That's 15-pound Seaguar red label fluorocarbon line. This is basically my worm rod. This is my Texas rig worm rod. Sometimes I'll use it as a Carolina rig if I've got the meat stick junior on a dedicated bait at the time. But and this one right here is probably this is a versatile rod. You can use this for multiple things. It's one thing that I've found that's really good for is a buzz bait. And I will put this reel on this rod because it's got 30-pound braid, and I will just use it exclusively for buzz baits when the buzz bait bite is on. And it's a 6'8" medium heavy, and right now I've got another reel tied onto it with 15-pound fluorocarbon. And basically what I was using this for last time was skipping jigs. I was skipping jigs underneath docks and underneath lay downs and so forth. But the 6'8" medium heavy, it's really good for doing those skips, and it's a real good versatile rod. Really like it. Really sensitive. Next rod, this is what they call the meat stick. This is a broomstick pretty much. This is my heavy. It's a 7'7" heavy fast tip. This is a flipping stick. This is a good Alabama rod, Alabama rig rod. This is a good big swim bait rod. Excellent rod. I've got it with a Lew's Speed Spool BB1 Pro Series, and that's 65-pound Power Pro braid, and it's an excellent rod as well. The next rod, it's my topwater rod, and it's a 6'1" extra fast topwater special is what Dwayne calls it. And this is what I use for all my walking baits, my poppers, so forth. And here recently I've been using it as a jerkbait rod, and it seems to be working great for that. I'm probably gonna get me a dedicated jerkbait rod though. I've got it on I've got it paired up with a Lew's Speed Spool LFS. That's 14-pound mono spider wire mono, and that's what I use for my topwater setup. I've got two spin rods. One of them is a 6'8" extra fast finesse special. It's I got it paired up with a Lew's spin reel. I've got 20-pound braid with 8-pound fluorocarbon tied on, and I've got this one here set up as a wacky rig for right now. That's kind of what they were biting last time I fished a tournament on Loudon, which was last weekend. And this one right here is I've got a video where I was catching fish left and right on the drop shot. So after that day, I called Dwayne up and I said, hey, I need a drop shot rig. I was throwing it on this rod, and I called him up. I said, I need a drop shot rod, and he hooked me up. He got me a 6'10" medium extra fast tip, and he calls it the Drop Shot Special. I've got it paired up with a Lew's Tournament Pro spin rod. Again, that's 20-pound braid, 8-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I've got like an 8-foot leader on this thing. But excellent rod for drop shot. I've been kind of using it as a shaky head as well, but I've been finding that the shaky head works out great with this other one, the 6'8". But this one right here is just that's pretty much what I'm just going to keep a drop shot tied on to. Appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down in the comment section. I like talking to you guys. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.